Write the number 6,405,032,163 and 2/100ths in standard form. So instead of showing us the numbers, they wrote them out like a sentence. What we need to do is figure out what would it look like normally. First thing, anytime you see a number in word form, any place they put a comma in word form, there will be a comma in that same place in standard form. So let's see how many commas this number is going to have. 1 comma, 2 commas, 3 commas, 3 commas. So we know this is going to be a pretty big number. The next thing, whenever you see a number in word form and they use the word and, the word and is telling you that there is a decimal. Wherever that word and is where the decimal goes. So I'm going to turn the word and into one big decimal. So I know I'm going to need 1, 2, 3 commas and a decimal. I'm going to go ahead and set that up. 1, 2, 3 commas, the decimal. Notice how I'm giving myself space in between so I can actually write my numbers. I don't want to put them super close together because then I'd have to write my numbers really teeny tiny like that. I want space to be able to write this. Okay. I know that there are 3 commas. What I'm going to do, just to help myself, wherever those commas are, I'm going to draw a line. Like I'm chopping up this number. Chop, chop, chop. This way, I have smaller pieces to work with. Smaller pieces are always better to work with. Let's look in front of this first line, this first piece. What number do I see here? What number do they write here? Kaylee?
6 billion.
Okay, 6 billion. Now the billion tells me there's going to be a comma. The number just says 6. So all I'm going to put in front of this first comma is 6. 6, comma. Okay, so that's just my first part, 6. Now I'm going to look after that first line, between that and the next line. Right here. What number is written between those 2 lines? What number do I see there? Bailey? What number do I see here, Bailey, between these 2 lines?
You can see 1 or 405 million.
Okay.
So
405 million. Bailey, how do I write the number 405?
you put 4,
Okay.
0, 0. 0. Wait, what?
The number
So
405. How would I write that?
405, then 405, so 400 and then 5.
So like this?
Wait, no, then you put it in the second column.
It's there in the second part, but when I write the number 405, do I just write it like this?
No, you have to put a comma between the 400 and the 5.
So I would write it like this. That's 405?
Oh, okay, so you put 400, and then at the end of the 400, then you put like no zero on the, so 4, 0, and then 5, 405.
Okay, so 405. There we go. So that's 405. I can put that here. 405. All right. So there's the second part.
It's not letting me mute myself. Could you mute me, please?
Sure. All right, let's look at the next part. What number do they have here? What number do I see here between these two lines? Kylie, what number is between these two lines?
32,000.
Okay. How would I write 32, Kylie?
You put a 3 and a 2.
Okay. Can I just write it like that, Kylie?
No.
What do I have to do?
You gotta put 0, 3, 2.
I have to put 0, 3, 2. I have to remember between my commas, I always need 3 digits. If there's a missing space, I fill it in with a 0. Okay. Now we know we've got another part before we get to our decimal. What number do they have here? Jaylene, what number do they have here? What number did they write down right here, Jaylene?
$163.
Okay. How do I write that number?
163.
So do I write it like this?
No.
How do I write it? I agree with you. It says 100. Okay.
163.
63. All right. Very good. And I've got the decimal. And then this one says 2 hundredths. What do I have to write behind the decimal to show 2 hundredths? Because we've talked about 2 different decimal place values. How would I show that the 2 is its 2 hundredths, and not 2 tenths? Think about what we always write on top of our place value chart when we have decimals. On top of the tenths, I always write dimes and 0.1. On top of the hundredths, I always write pennies and 0.01. So how would I show that I have 2 hundredths? How would I write that after my decimal? What would I have to write? Messiah? Messiah? What would I write, Messiah, to show that I have 2 hundredths? Who can tell me? What would I write? Show that I have 2 hundredths. What would I need to put? I've got 2 real options here. I either put that, or I put this. Which one shows me 2 hundredths? Violet? So this one, Violet, this shows me 2 hundredths. I have to put the second one. 0.0. I have to be careful, especially with those decimal place values. I have to make sure I'm putting the numbers in the right place. Otherwise, it is very different. Difference between 2 cents and 20 cents. Move on to number 5. Number 5. Bihan paid $3.62 for an ice cream cone. The digit 6 in this number has a value of blank. Okay, so this is the money that you paid here. $3. Write this. $3.62. We're going to turn it into a place value chart. I know the decimal is here. I know that in front of the decimal is always my ones place. What's this place value right after the decimal? Violet? The 10th. Those are our dimes. 0.1. What about behind that? What place value is after the 10th? Violet again. The 100th. And those are our pennies. 0.01. They are asking about the digit 6. One here. So there's the digit 6. They ask what value does it have? A, 6 times 1.0. That's my ones place. 6 is not in my ones place. B. 6 times 0.01. 0.01 is here. That's my 100th place. That is not where the 6 is. C. 6 times $10. I don't even have a tens place. D. 6 times $0.1. There's 0.1, and right underneath it, there's my 6. Answer choice D, my answer. Okay. Final question for this. Which statement about the number 5,362.17 is true? So they're asking me about value. I can see value, 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 value. I'm going to put this into a place value chart. I know there needs to be a comma. I know there needs to be a decimal. I know this is the ones place. I know next to the ones is the tens place. But next to the tens, what place value is that? Bradley? What place value would this be? Ones, tens, and what?
Hundreds.
Hundreds. Ones, tens, and hundreds, and after the hundreds would be what? Ezekiel.
Please say it again.
We have the ones, the tens, and the hundreds. What would this be?
Thousands.
Thousand. Okay. I notice that I have 2 place values after my decimal. Violet, you've been doing really good with these today. What are those place values after the decimal? Christopher, stop watching the clock. Start watching your paper. Focus. 10th and 100th. Very good. On top of the tenths, I always write dimes and 0.1. On top of the hundredths, I always write pennies and 0.01. Let's copy my number here. I'm going to use the comma and the decimal to make sure I'm putting these in the right place values. Comma, 3, 6, 2, decimal, 1, 7. And let's see which one of these is true. The digit 7 has a value of 7 times 10. Here's my 7, but it is not in the tens place. That's okay, Violet. We're going to just go through answer choice by answer choice. G, the digit 3 has a value of 3 times 1,000. Here's my 3, but that is not the thousands place. H, the digit 6 has a value of 6 times 10. Here's 6. That is in the tens place. And J, the digit 1 has a value of 1 times 0.01. Here's the 1, but look what I have above it, 0.1. They have a close, but it's not the same. So my answer should be H. Digit 6 has a value of 6 times 10.